Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel where we review anything and everything. And today we are jumping back into another Lego review. And this is the Lego Creator Set 31139 with 808 pieces. This is the Cozy House. So jumping into this set here, and don't mind the background. Hopefully it's not too much of a distraction. I know that it is the little Lego, custom Lego city into the background. But so in this set right here, I think it's a very interesting one because I mentioned in a previous video that there is not a lot of house sets or home sets available. We previously reviewed the two family house sets, the older one and then the newer one. I know the newer one I think was in 20, I think it was this year for 2023. And then the previous one before it, I want to say was 2019, but I'm not really too sure. You could check back on those videos. But I had mentioned the cozy house and how I had it. It took me a while to build it and how it was, one of the only sets amongst those other two that I mentioned that, is a home, like a house structure that you can buy currently right now, which is not like overpriced. So we're going to jump into this one. And after getting into this one, I'm going to point out some of the positives and negatives about it. First, I want to kind of just see if I could fit this on here. Well, I'll just hold them up to it. This is one of the toys for the little boy. I don't know what it is. I think someone said it's supposed to be like a squid. I'm going to go over the toys, and then I'm going to go into the minifigures. This, I guess, is the little boy's little choo-choo train, the pet cat. These are all brick built items. Little car, remote control car. This is a brick built snail. I think it actually came out pretty well. Here you have the mom, and none of these have a double sided face, just so you know. Here you have the mom, simple build. I'm sorry, just kind of a simple look to her, nothing, over the top. Oh, I forgot. This is another little like toy, I guess robot or something like that. Maybe it was the dad. Now he is in a space pilot outfit, which I noticed I thought was actually pretty cool because it's a throwback to the old space pilot, generic space pilot guy they used to have back in the days in an all blue suit with a blue helmet. And he had that symbol. And it's kind of cool because you could kind of say to yourself that this guy works for the space station. He's making good money so he could afford a cozy house. And here is the son. He's got a little pot or a coffee mug or something, not a coffee mug, but some type of little drink thing and a remote control for some of his toys. We're going to put all these people, all the minifigures aside so we could jump into the main build. Now, I really like little house structures, as I mentioned inside the other previous videos in regards to the family houses. And I feel like this, though, this is almost like a creator version of those homes, even though it's under obviously the different subcategory of creator versus the other ones that are part of city. And with that, you're going to have a few differences being that they're under that different, um, you know, moniker. So, for example, these are not going to come with road plates, where the other ones came with at least partial or a full road plate attached to it. This doesn't have that. Um, so that's a difference. I'm not going to say it's a negative or a positive because obviously the creator sets have certain aspects about them that are different as well. Like, for example, it doesn't have road plates, but this one has a lot more pieces. Now, granted, as I mentioned in a previous video for the other two homes, I don't feel the pieces really matter, the piece count, because this one obviously you see has a lot of little pieces, little studs here and there. So that makes up a lot of the count, I think, even though, it's still what the higher piece count means is not you're not getting a bigger space than the other ones necessarily. You really have about the same amount of rooms, give or take. And later on, I'm going to end up doing a review comparing all three. But what you do get is a lot more detail, small details. Um, and when we jump into the other side of the house, we're going to go into that even more so. But What the higher piece count provides you is more detail, a lot more detail in the home, which I think is an amazing thing. But like I said, one of the trade offs is compared to the city set is that you're not getting a road plate, base plate, and you're also not getting, which the other two sets had, is a car because this is not city set. So that is a heavy theme in the city set is having the road plates to connect to the city, along with obviously you're gonna then have a car because you got road plates. But this set, as we see here, has a lot of detail. So let me see if I can bring things up a little closer to the camera here. So here you got the mailbox. You got, I love this studded pebble walkway on here. And just a little kind of tidbit, I might end up doing a little modification where I might end up changing the door on that side than this side. Why? And I'll show you later. But I want to move that couch, well, that chair, comfy chair, back a little more. So we'll get into that later. But the details you can see here are really nice. You got the chairs here, and these can be moved around if you want them in a better space. You got the little lawn flower, the garbage pail, which comes right off. It's just hooked on there like that. Um, Obviously, like I said, you got the mailbox. It's just a lot of detail. The little awning pieces here. The roof has a lot of detail in it. So it's just a lot of detail in it. So essentially what this is versus the other homes is like it's just they put a lot of detail inside this house, the cozy house. But like I said, the sacrifice it comes with is you're not getting a car. You're not getting road plate, obviously, because it's not a city set. Just open up the door here. You get the little lamp over there. So it looks very nice. Looks very nice. So spinning around here, I'll bring it up to the camera a little more because it's easier. So on this side here, you see we start with the kitchen. And one thing I'm going to say here is that cozy really comes into context here because though they cram a lot of detail here, because I wouldn't say that this is any less roomier than the other house sets. But the problem is not a problem necessarily, but they cram so much detail that it takes up a lot of the usable space. Like, so here you've got 3 seats for each one of the family members. You got a very nice detailed sink. Um, Hopefully you guys can see that pretty well. Hold on, let me try to see if I can get a little extra lighting. All right, so this should be a little bit better. Um, so you have a really nice sink here. They have all these little um, spoons and stuff are in the way, but there's I got something to, I was going to try to grab something to point with, but I really don't have anything on hand. So I hope you can kind of really see. There is you know what, we're going to try to get in there a little better. There you go. So you can see the little sink faucet, little soap container right there. I guess this is like a sponge, maybe. You can see on the little stove there's a I guess soup, tomato soup, and you have somebody already inside the pots. This little stove here, they have a glass front, and then behind it was just like a little red 1x2 brick. So it tries to give it like a sense of like heat inside there, but you can't even really see it. This is a nice little build for the sink, even though, like I said, everything's very crammed together. You have the nice um, hood range. You got a lamp, and they put that at the bottom of, I mean, on the little ceiling of each area. So I thought that was a nice little detail. You got the bridge there, little side window coming out this way. I love the little brick details that they have for those type of bricks that give brick like detailing to them. And then here on the other side here, I guess you can consider this like the living room. And you have the fireplace, which I like how that was done. This goes back to what I was saying before about maybe changing things up because this kind of puts it very close to the fireplace. And then here's the walkway to go out to the door there. Um, you got this little shelf here with a flower plant on it. But I kind of think I want to move this a little back so you have more sitting room in front of the fireplace. And then in that case, you'd be blocking the doorway. So I might move the door over there. Um, it's not a hard fix at all. So, something I was thinking about. Then coming upwards on the second floor, you have is the parents' room, and obviously it's a big size bed, queen size bed, and they have a little um, shelf with a lamp on it, or desk with a lamp on it. Their side of the house is smaller in height. Here you have the son's room. I don't know what that is. This is probably a toy chest for his toys, which you would just be able to take a lot of the, not all of them are going to fit, but you'd be able to throw them in. Well, maybe they would, because some of those things aren't toys. They're the cat and whatnot like that. But I'm going to show what that would look like here. So you could throw a toy inside there. And there goes his bed, and the detailing on it is really nice too. I really like that. You have the little lamp. You got his small bed, his little dresser right here, a little picture over there, elephants. I like like I said, once again, the nice brick detailing against the wall. So I really like that. Like I think it adds to the quote unquote coziness of the house, because it's just like very warm, fireplacey, brick, inlays in the inside. And I think that's really nice. And you have the chimney up here. Some of this detail here, very nice chimney, nice roof details. These things are not hard to do. It was suggested from other content creators that you can take a regular tile plate and just kind of run it in between these to try to smooth them out. It helps a little bit. Um, Here you can see this whole thing closes if you want it to be just a entirely closed home, which is nice. It gives it a very nice look. And I kind of like that. That's another positive for this type of house. If you want to be closed, where the other houses don't have that feature, they're just one sided for the city set. They're one sided, and you don't have that kind of closed aspect of them. Where this one has the ability to do that, and then you can see the full scope of the home when you do that. It's not a big home, but it has mostly everything that you need in it, and it looks nice when you close it up, and it looks nice when you open it. Now, one thing I want to get into, and this I'll dive more into this later into a comparison video when I do a comparison video with the other homes, but is one thing I mentioned about the other homes was about functionality. And I remember that uh, original the original family house, the older one, I think it was 2019 one, the one of the issues with it that I saw, it's not a major issue, because obviously these are Lego sets and it's just about you having fun with them. But on a architectural or maybe practical level, it was missing bedrooms and bedroom spaces for the family. Like, you had a playroom and then you had the kids' room. You really didn't have a room for the adults. And then in the second family house, the 2023 one, you had um, everything. You had everything that was needed. It was a little bit more crammed, but you had three family members, and you also had two bedrooms, um, and you had a combined kitchen and living room, and you had a bathroom. This one has more detail than the other ones. It is a little crammed because we fit a lot of detail in it. It's really nice. You also have this really nice front, porch area for the outside, which would be considered the backyard if you're facing like this way. But if you have it open, then it's like extended front yard, which is great. The problem with this home on a practical level is the one thing it's missing is a bathroom. So every other aspect about it is great, but you're missing a bathroom. Now, some people might think for the purpose of play, that, oh, and let me add, even though this was on the box, this is an 8+ set, but for the aspect of play, a person might say to themselves, well, who wants to be playing in the bathroom aspect of a home, making your characters use the bathroom? But it's still for people who are into it for the purpose of like a hobby, for the for displaying their own city. It is nice having those kind of details. They really do add realism to the construct of the home. So, with that being said, this home has a lot more detail than the other homes, but that is something that it is missing. Aside from that, I think this is a really nice one. I think the price is good. I'm going to throw a affiliate link in the description for Amazon. This goes for, um, it was going for about like $48. I don't know if it's still going to be that price by the time you are viewing this video, but, yes, um, it definitely, like I mentioned before, and I'm going to mention it again, this, along with the other two family homes right now, which they're kind of going for about, I want to say like $60. So they're a little more pricey than this one. So this one's a better value. Um, and I think out of all of them, this one gives you the best detail. Um, and it has the most pieces. So some people will say that this one's better. I've heard people comment before saying that they thought this one's better. Whether you think it is or not, it's definitely the best value in terms of the price right now. The other ones I think go for the more modern family home. I think it's about 60. I think the older family home is about 70 at this point, maybe mid 60s, because it's been fluctuating. So if you can catch it on a lower price. But as I mentioned, in general, these are all the only family home options that are somewhat affordable without you paying like say $100, and you're getting, different family home options. Now I mentioned before with the other sets how it would be nice if they created an aspect of them where you can change them up, so that way, I know some, they try to be a little, they're semi modular, but that you could change them up so that way you can buy maybe that set multiple times and then change it up and have different homes. Well, this set actually caters to that because it's a 3-in-1 set, and you are actually able to, um, have different ones. And I'm going to bring in the box in a moment just so you can see some of the other ones. So you could see here, you've got this one, which is more of like a, you know, building type of, like tall building type of structure. And then you have this one right here is more of like a cabin like structure. Um, It shows the interior of that. And though it's not, obviously the other builds have less going on with them. So in that aspect, you might feel like, okay, like I have that, but it has less going on with it. And if you get creative, maybe you're able to incorporate the extra pieces into it in a way where you still are able to use them. Here you see this little cabin, getaway cabin. But my point to it is that if a person wanted to buy, like, say, an additional one of these sets, let me just put this to the side. And my mailbox just fell over. Let me put that back. If a person wanted to buy additional sets of this, essentially you could, and then you can create different structures. So I think that's good. I wish that the other ones were like that, but we're gonna get more into that in the comparative video. But for right now, like I said, I actually like this one a lot of good detail, and yeah, it's a great set. With that being said, you guys, like I said, put any comments down below. If you like this one, do you have it? Do you want to get it? What is your thoughts compared to the other ones? We're going to do a comparison video soon. And link is in the description. I'll catch you guys in the next video.